No, I am so fly like Aladdin. I start the ship, I'm the captain. Them niggas they're talking, they're chatting, but they cannot play with it.
Hey guys, and welcome to my preview of the first game of the Premier League. That's right, after 3 months, the Premier League is back, people. And so it's been a long time, but the Premier League is finally back. It opens this Friday with a game between Arsenal and Leicester at the Emirates Stadium, and this is the game I'm going to preview. So the opening game, Friday the 11th of August, man, been counting down the days. Really, I've been counting down the days, but it's finally here. The Premier League is back and ready to bang. So the first game, well, this is between Arsenal and Leicester, but there's some big news this morning from Arsene Wenger. Alexis Sanchez will not play in this game and is likely to miss the Arsenal's second game against Stoke City as well. So that's a big miss for Arsenal, and Arsenal also have some other misses as well, as Koscielny is suspended, as I've mentioned in the last video from the FA Cup final. Ramsey and Ozil are also doubts, and Mustafi started training the same time as Sanchez, so might not be able to play. So it's Arsenal are not looking the strongest, but they're looking strong. I mean, they still have Lacazette. Lacazette is a big player, you know, and they still have Iwobi, Xhaka, you know, so it won't be so bad. It really won't be so bad. But you just have to pray that it all goes well for Arsenal. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan. So but as for Leicester, I mean, I'm really fancying Leicester this season, you know. Leicester are looking very good. Leicester, they've made some good signings. Kelechi Iheanacho, that's a really good signing, you know. I mean, he has one of the best Premier League strike rates in history, but that's because he's always on the bench, you know, but he does score when he comes on. So this is interesting, and I mean, Leicester could really pull off an upset against Arsenal here. So Arsenal, well, I mean, they had a good preseason. They beat Chelsea in the Community Shield on Sunday, and I mean, apart from Sanchez and the few players that I've mentioned, they look strong. As for Leicester, well, I mean, they bought Iborra from Sevilla, and that's a really good signing. He's a really solid, you know, a really solid player, and I would honestly have bought him, you know. So Leicester, I mean, coming off the back of their terrible title defense after their remarkable title victory 2 years ago, I mean, it looks good for Leicester. It looks good. So the two managers, Arsene Wenger, of course, for Arsenal, and Craig Shakespeare for Leicester. Well, you know, Craig Shakespeare did well when he came in for Claudio Ranieri in the middle of last season. But I mean, there were conspiracy theories, as there always is in football. You know, there's always a conspiracy theory that Craig Shakespeare turned the whole team against Claudio Ranieri. But honestly, I don't believe that. I mean, the journalists just like to make stories that just aren't true. So, I mean, he had a good effect on Leicester last season, and they made the quarterfinals of the Champions League, something that Arsenal haven't managed to do in 7 years. Oh well, they'll have another chance at it this. Oh yeah. Oh wait, they didn't qualify for the Champions League. So, okay, so let's get into the battles now. And the first battle is between the two goalkeepers, Petr Cech and Kasper Schmeichel of Leicester. Kasper Schmeichel, of course, being the son of legendary Manchester United goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel. So, well, I mean, this is a interesting battle. but this is a battle that goes the way of the Arsenal goalkeeper Petr Cech. Kasper Schmeichel is a good goalkeeper, but he was made to look sloppy by an at times horrible defense last season for Leicester. So I think Petr Cech wins this battle. Not by too much, but he wins this battle. So, defensive battle. The first battle is between only one defensive battle, and this is between Rob Holding of Arsenal and Wes Morgan of Leicester. Well, Rob Holding, he's had a spectacular rise in the past 6 months. They were bought, even in the last 18 months, because, this time, 18 months ago, he was playing for Bolton. Then Bolton got relegated, and Arsene Wenger saw some potential in him, so he bought him for only £2 million, and nobody was excited because in this day, pundits don't consider anything statement signings until it's at least £40 million. So, honestly, I wasn't that impressed. Of course, I saw the potential in a young player, but honestly, I wasn't that impressed. It wasn't statement signing for me either. But I think that was a very good buy for Arsenal. He at the start of the season was shaky. That famous Liverpool game when they got absolutely destroyed. The score was better than their performance. So, Rob Holding, top quality player, He was brilliant in the FA Cup final, taunted Diego Costa. Not many people do that, so that's interesting. He could turn out to be one of England's best defenders in years to come. As for Wes Morgan, well, Wes Morgan, the inspirational captain of that famous 2015-2016 season, where, we all know what happened then. Let me just say, for that Leicester season, I'm actually quite honored to have been alive and watching that season, because in 20, 30 years, we're going to be telling all the younger generation in 20, 30 years that a team that were tipped to be relegated, Claudio Ranieri was tipped to be the first manager to be sacked, and Wes Morgan wasn't a top quality defender, and they managed to put it all together and win the league. In my opinion, Wes Morgan wins this battle, because we know the potential he has. He was still brilliant in parts last season, but pretty much everybody in Leicester had a dip last season. So, midfield. The first midfield battle, this is between Granit Xhaka of Switzerland and Wilfred Ndidi, my countrymate from Nigeria, of Leicester. So, Wilfred Ndidi for Leicester, he's a top quality player, They bought him for £15 million from Genk in January, Belgium team. So, he's a good player, he reminds me kind of like John Obi Mikel before Chelsea ruined his career. He has a nonchalance about him, and he can take good shots. He doesn't get barged out of the way. So for Ndidi, that's a good buy. But for me, the slight edger of this battle is Granit Xhaka, because Granit Xhaka, despite having a mostly shaky first season, towards the end of the season, he started to look like the £35 million that Arsenal paid for him last summer. So, in my opinion, I think that Granit Xhaka wins this battle just by a little bit. And don't forget, he was man of the match in the Community Shield on Sunday, and he completed 100% of his passes. So Granit Xhaka edges it. Only edges this battle. So the second battle, it's between Aaron Ramsey and Danny Drinkwater. Aaron Ramsey, I mean, always injured, you know, but it looks like, I mean, Ramsey might not make the first game of the season. So, I mean, that's a huge blow. That would be a huge blow to Arsenal because they don't have many top quality midfielders. As for Leicester, well, Danny Drinkwater, proven Premier League quality, you know, doesn't have the flair of a lot of the Arsenal players, but he works hard, he has leadership, and I mean, I would personally go for Danny Drinkwater. In a top quality team, he would be amongst the best midfielders in Europe. So, Danny Drinkwater. So, the final battle, this is between Alexander Lacazette, Arsenal's record signing, £52.7 million reported fee, and Jamie Vardy, and he cost Leicester quite significantly less than that in 2012 when he came from non-league Fleetwood. So, I mean, Jamie Vardy, personally, I would go for Jamie Vardy. I would make this a draw because personally, Alexander Lacazette is a better striker. But the only thing that Alexander Lacazette has going against him is that he's not proven in the Premier League. Jamie Vardy is. So that's what brings Jamie Vardy from about there to there. So, you know, that's a draw. So this ends as a draw, the battles. But I mean, I think that the game would go similar. It would be a very close game, but Arsenal would just edge it 2-1 or 2-1 or 3-2. But I don't see this being a 0-0. This is going to be an entertaining game, I think. So yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this preview, first preview of the Premier League season. We're back, people, and I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.